Hey everybody, it's me, Shaw360, and I am here with the 7-piece BTS Funko Pop set from Barnes & Nobles. I know that is a long introduction, but the reason I have to say all that is because it's not a set that's available everywhere, so you need to know that, and also because BTS currently has 2 dolls that are in the works. There is the Funko Pop doll, and then they have a doll that is being manufactured by Mattel. So it is nighttime when I'm filming this. I did a live unboxing of this, so this is just me doing a cleaned up version because there were some connection issues with that live, so I wanted to do a separate version here. So we're going to start with just looking at the front of the box, and then we're going to get a little bit of a close-up, but this is the front, and then turning it around. This is the back. From the back, you can see it identifies all of the different members in this box. What's important to note is the little numbers here, because this is the first series for BTS. They start with 101, and then as they get more series, I think the numbers change. So don't quote me on that because I'm not a big Funko Pop collector, but that is something that I've noticed with other things like the Harry Potter series and stuff like that. The numbers change as the series evolves. So just a couple of highlights here. At the bottom, you can see it says Funko, and then at the very underside of this, it's upside down, but you can see it was $79.99. I got mine on the Barnes & Noble's website, but I didn't get it shipped to my home because it was sold out on the website for home delivery when I went to look at it. Instead, I got mine from a local Barnes & Noble here in town. So when you go to the Barnes & Noble website, you can search BTS Funko Pop. This set should come up in the search results, and then they have the option of searching stores within a 100-mile radius of you to see if any of the stores nearby have it in stock, which I recommend doing that rather than going into your local Barnes & Nobles, because you'll waste a lot of time and you could just avoid all that if you find it in your local store, pay for it online. They hold it for you for up to 5 days for you to pick it up. And if they don't have it in store and it was a mistake, they notify you via email and text message, and then they automatically refund you your money. So that's really, really important. Also, Amazon had a promotion where if you agreed to receiving emails or whatever, you'd get 15% off. I went ahead and I took the 15% off, so this was $79.99, but I took the 15% off, and once they added tax back in, it ended up being a little under $76. So it wasn't super expensive, but it wasn't necessarily cheap. It averages around a little under $11 per figurine, which is what they're normally going for on Amazon. They're going for a little under $11. I think on Hot Topic they might be 3 for $20. So this isn't the cheapest option, but it does give you an option where all of the members are in one box set. It's space saving because having 7 of those individual boxes takes up a lot of room, so it is an option for those who would like to do that. I've already opened this once before, so we're going to go ahead and open this up right now. One thing I forgot to show you in the front before I do that though, right here you can see where it says Barnes & Noble exclusive, and then right there is the big hit sticker so that you know this is official merchandise. So for those of you who are wondering, that might be important information when you're considering where you want to buy this from. And I've seen this on eBay quite a bit. You don't have to buy this on eBay. Like I said, it should be in your local store. And you can see it has that kind of galaxy print in the background. Here are the figurines, and I'm going to put them upright for you so you can see them outside of the plastic. So when we're naming them all, we start with V, then we have Shikha, then we have Jin, then we have Jungkook, then we have RM, then we have Jimin, and then we have J-Hope. So that identifies all the members, even though my lighting is shit right now because it's nighttime. Sorry about that, guys. So we're going to take this out of here. I'm not breaking anything. It's got these little snapping spots on the plastic. So that's what it does. Ah! One more snap. There you go. And it comes with stands. It comes with a set of 7 of these individual disc-shaped stands. So there's a little hole on the bottom of the doll's feet, and their foot goes in there. So let's shift down. There we go. All right. So let's start with my bias because I love him, Namjoon. So let's get a little detail on him. So here's his face. He's got yellow eyeshadow, which you can see. His outfit, I'll move the light here. Very detailed. He's got on his two-tone shorts. He's got a sweater over his back. His little detailed shoes. They're done really, really well. Can you see all that detail? And the skin tone on the body is a little bit darker than the skin tone on the faces, but it's not bad. It's not like super distorted, but it is just a little bit darker on the body. And then the hair. So there's the first one. And then this is how he looks when you put his stand in. So there's the hole in the bottom of his foot. You put the stand there, and there you go. That's how he works. So that's how all of them work, but I'm not going to focus too long on putting them on the stand, just, to let you know. Okay. So here we have Jungkook. He's got the pink eyebrows, which no one else has the pink eyebrows. He's also got a little bit of pink on his eyes. I don't know if you can see that his eyes are kind of haloed by a little bit of pink, but it's very, very subtle. His hair is a more fuchsia color than Shikha's. Shikha's is more of a kind of dusty maroon color. Again, you've got the kind of different color on the legs than you have on the face. It's not super distorted, but it definitely looks more sharp relief at night. You see he's got his tie and his jacket on, his two-tone jacket, and his little butt. And then there are his shoes right there. He's got the little red lace-up shoes. And the arm is supposed to be movable, I believe, this arm right here. But it's a very stiff joint. Like, I'm trying to move it right now because it's got a joint. So I think it's supposed to be movable, but it's not really moving that much. And then the head does move. I didn't mention that earlier, but the head does move. I'll put him on his stand. All right. So we have Jimin here. Jimin has more of the kind of pink eyeshadow around his eyes. The camera's not focusing, but you can kind of see the pink around the eyes. He's got more of the mustard yellow hair. He's kind of more in a dancing pose than the other ones are. Jacket hanging off one shoulder. Again, kind of the yellowish body paint. You can see the back. Very, very cute. Very, very detailed. The little shoes. I just get a kick out of the fact that the little shoes are so decorated. And then him on his stand, so put him to the side. Now we have J-Hope. And you can see he's got the yellow eyeshadow on. And he's got some nice details because he's got jewelry. So that's a little bit different. You can see his jewelry. Let's see. There's little wrist jewelry. And then he's got the plaid on his shorts. The two-toned shoes. Two different color shoes. Very, very cute. And then the back. And I believe this arm is supposed to be movable, but it's stiff, so I'm not going to try to make it move. But it's jointed, so I'm assuming it's supposed to move. The head moves just fine, though. No problems with that. So they've got jointed arms, but the jointed arms are really stiff, so I don't know if they're jointed just for appearances or if they're supposed to actually move. But mine are stiff, so I'm not trying to break them by making them move. All right, now we have Taytay. And he's got the two-tone hair, so you can see he's got the pink and the yellow. Let's make it a little bit more clear. So he's got the pink ombreing into the yellow. He's also got kind of a peach eyeline, which is not super noticeable because it's not too far off of his skin tone, but it kind of goes from yellow to pink like his hair. So it's a really interesting little detail. And then there's his outfit with the ombre tie. And then his little shoes, they're so cute and adorable. And then the back of his jacket, really super cute. And again, with the head that moves. There is no jointed arm for him. His arms are solid. They don't have joints. So I don't think his is meant to move at all. So maybe they're just jointed to achieve the pose, but not necessarily for mobility. All right, now we have Shikha. And Shikha has kind of the red eyeshadow. You can see it pretty prominent there. Like I said, his is more of the dusty maroon color hair. He's also got jewelry, which you can see he's got his wrist bracelets on. This looks like there's a little bit of rough handling right there on the underside of his arm. That's probably a production problem, so I don't think they'll all be like that, but that might be something to notice. Little shoes look really good. I love that it's got like the little cross stitching on the top of the shoes. Nice details there. And then the kind of ombre plaid shirt, also really, really cool. Put him on a stand. I had trouble getting him on his stand earlier when I was trying to do it, so hopefully I'll have more luck this time. Yay, it worked. Okay, maybe he's just on a bad stand. Okay, and then here is our last member. You're so pretty. Sorry, I thought I felt something moving here. So this is Jen, and Jen has the pink eyeliner. You can kind of see a haze of the pink around his eye. The yellow hair, kind of a cornflower yellow. And then he's got the little heart shape on his hands, or his little fingers are making the heart. And then he's got this blue and green plaid on with the sweater, the V-neck sweater. So that's really cool. They put so much detail into an area you can barely even see. Like, I'm really getting close up here, and you can barely see that, but it's so detailed with the shirt, under the sweater, under the jacket. And then you've got the little tops of the shoes are really well done. So it looks really good. And then here's the back of the jacket, and then the head swivel. All right, so that is all of them taken out of the plastic, and I'm just gonna put them on their side so you can see them all together, because when they're standing up, you can just see the top of their head. Oh no, sorry about that, J-Hope. I didn't mean to drop you. So let's move them all over so you can see them a little bit better. So that's what they all look like when they're taken out of the package. And from what I can tell, these look very similar to the individual ones that are going to be released towards the beginning of May. I think they're the same thing, but they may be even more detailed if you buy them individually. So that's something to consider. Now slip them over and you can see the back. So you can get an idea of what the clothes look like in the back. Like, it's just really well done. No wonder Funko Pop is a leader in their industry when it comes to making figurines, because for something that's so cartoonish, it's extremely well done. So yeah, that is the BTS Funko Pop dolls, the set from Barnes & Noble. Now I'm going to move these over because I also picked up something else while I was at Barnes & Noble. I picked up a copy of BTS's Entertainment Weekly cover. So I'm going to show that to you real quick. I'm not going to go in depth, but I just wanted to show it to you. So here is the front cover. And I saw on Twitter where the photographer that did this for one of the pictures, he was like laying on the ground surrounded by boxes, and then BTS stood on the boxes and hovered over his camera while he was laying on the ground, which I thought was really cool, showing kind of how they get these sorts of shots. So let's get into the magazine. So here's the first page of their cover article here. And then it's got the @ for both the article writer and the photographer over here. So I'm going to bring that up in case anybody would like to reach out to them on social media to say thank you for doing such a good job, because the article is actually pretty decent. It's well done. It's not written from the perspective of somebody who just learned about K-pop to do the interview. It's written by somebody who seems like they've been observing K-pop for a while. So it's got a much more informed perspective than what we're usually used to getting. And then it's got really great pictures in here, which is so different from when they did Time Magazine and there was like one main picture of the group on the inside. You get several pictures here. Also, they made sure to give you the nickname for the member, their age, where they're from, what their real name is, and then like a little fact about them. Now, I know that J-Hope and Jin, and I want to say Jimin, did not get full page spreads like the other members of the group. So that's kind of disappointing that it wasn't even, but I guess they can only devote so many pages to BTS's pictures. They do have to have some room for articles. So you can see the Rapmon breakdown they put there, and then J-Hope. And then you have Suga's page, and then they did a little breakdown about Suga, and then they did a blurb about ARMYs, because ARMYs are such a huge part of the reason why BTS is popular, so it makes sense that you couldn't have an article about them without talking about ARMY. Then you have Jen's photo, and then there's his blurb, and then you have Jimin's picture, and his blurb is right here. But then they also did a 15 essential BTS song list, which, I mean, some of this I agree with, some of it not as much. There are a couple other songs that I would have liked to have seen on here, but you know, they're fan favorites. So like, I definitely would have swapped out Best of Me for something else. I probably would have swapped out the interlude for Wings. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's good, but I would have put House of Cards instead of Best of Me if they were asking for my personal opinion. Or, you know, what's not on here, which is very surprising, Dope is not on this list of essential BTS songs. And I don't know how they came up with a list without Dope. I mean, put it in the comment section. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Then they have Taehyung, and they put his blurb right there. And then they did K-pop The Next Generation, which was really neat. They listed, of course, people that most are familiar with, Blackpink, Luna, but then they also listed G-Idol, The Boys, Stray Kids, ATEEZ, as you know, next up, which I thought was really cool because those aren't typical names that most outsiders hear when they hear about various K-pop acts. And then that was the end of the article. So if you're interested, you pick this up on your newspaper stands right now. I got this at Barnes & Noble, and there were tons of copies when I went to Barnes & Noble. And today is April the 15th in America. So yeah, if you're shopping in America in the next couple of days, this should be a really easy cover to find for anybody who's interested. And it was only $5.99 plus tax, and it being $6.48 in the state that I'm at, which is Colorado. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And for those of you who have yet to get the album, I highly recommend getting it. It's a really good album. My favorite song on the album is Home. Home is such a classic, so I definitely recommend listening to it. But yeah, it's a great album. This is a great comeback. I'm really happy with just about everything that's been going on so far, and I hope that we see much more continued success for BTS. Thanks for watching. Bye!